Hey Pokemon fans, and welcome to PokeBeach's first podcast in probably over 2 years. I am Water Pokemon Master, but you can call me John. And in today's podcast we're all going to be calling ourselves by our real names because, quite frankly, calling yourself by your internet name in real life sounds a little awkward. So today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Platinum, the Pokemon trading card game, the video games, and just Pokemon in general. And before we begin, we're going to briefly introduce ourselves, talk about what our favorite Pokemon is, what franchises of Pokemon we're involved in, and yeah. So, as I told you already, my name is John. I'm the webmaster of PokeBeach.com. I'm pretty much a fan of every aspect of Pokemon, whether it's the video games, the card game, the anime, just anything. I like all of Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon is Blastoise because I started off with Squirtle back in the red and blue days. So now we're gonna move on to
Bangiras. My real name is Raya. I'm involved with the Pokemon card game and the video games. My favorite Pokemon is Tyranitar, and I'm the translator for PokeBeach. So for the past week, I've been busy playing Platinum and translating Galactic cards. I have a fun job. Who else is there?
And you do a good job at it too.
A very good job. I'm Hero Spirit. You can call me Jin, and I'm a Pokemon fan living in Japan. I've lived here for about 2 years, and I've been into Pokemon since it first hit America. My favorite's been Raichu the whole time, and my favorite thing about Pokemon is collecting goods. I do some translations too, not for PokeBeach, but I have done some articles about Pokemon life in Japan. And that's about it. So who's next?
I'm Duke Firebird. I'm also known as Chris in real life. My favorite Pokemon is Jirachi. Very heavily involved with the card game, judging major events for organized play, and I'll be talking about the next 2 sets.
Alright, so why don't we start out our podcast by talking about Pokemon Platinum, what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and then we'll move on from there. So, who wants to start?
You start.
Okay, well, I'll just give the negative opinion because I know that you guys love the game and you're just going to talk about what's good about it, which I think is fine. So, this isn't my overall opinion of Platinum, it's just one of my, I suppose, sour grapes that I have with the Pokemon Company and how they do things. But basically, I'm just really tired of them pumping out these remake games. I mean, first we had Yellow, then we had Crystal, then we had Emerald, now we have Platinum. And I mean, why didn't they put some of the features that were in these remake games in the games they were based off in the first place? I mean, if you take Diamond and Pearl, for example, it didn't even have the Battle Frontier from Emerald. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer to include it, and yet they didn't. It's almost like they purposefully held it off for Platinum so that they would have something to market Platinum with. And I just don't think that's right. I mean, they should have spent a little extra time on Diamond and Pearl improving it so that it would last for a long time and we wouldn't even need these remake games. And in all honesty, I think these remake games are kind of pointless because all they are edited versions of the games they were based off of. Game Freak doesn't even put effort into radically changing things with the game. They could just release a new game with a whole new storyline and it would be much more interesting. And I know I don't have to go out and buy the game and I know I don't have to play it, but I just think they would make the Pokemon franchise a lot better if they got rid of these remakes and just, you know, change the whole storyline. And that doesn't mean just changing the beginning of the story or adding in a Torn World or a Battle Frontier. That means completely changing the plotline. But I know I'm fighting a losing battle because this is the 4th time they've done it, and I know they're not going to change, but I just thought I'd get that out there.
I think a lot of people over at Nintendo would be pretty upset to hear that you don't think they put effort into the game.
Oh, I didn't.
I think. No, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think, now I guess I'll go on about how much I love the game because I do, and I think the updates they did are really good. They really fixed a lot of the problems, and yeah, I mean, of course, I like the 3rd game. I'm a fan of the typical 3rd game, so I guess that also helps in liking Platinum. But the Torn World is awesome. They added new things to the soundtrack, all new graphics for the gym leaders. You can rebattle the gym leaders. I mean, they come to your house, all that great stuff. They have new sprites for half the Pokemon. I think it's awesome. It's Diamond and Pearl except better, and with better technology, more 3D effects, it's better, and that's the point. So I like it. Yeah.
As far as the 3rd games go, they definitely went all out with Platinum. I mean, they tried to put in a new story. They put in a whole new environment, the Torn World. I mean, I don't think there's really any excuse for for taking the Battle Frontier out of Diamond and Pearl to begin with, but well, I like Platinum a lot, and it can't really compare to something like Fire Red and Leaf Green, where they took the engine from an old game and made something totally different out of it. But for what it is, I think that it's really nice.
Alright, so you guys want to talk about the Rotom forms now, and the Shaman Sky form and Giratina Origin form?
Yeah, let's talk about the forms.
Alright, so I know everybody loves the Lawnmower form the best, am I right?
Yep.
Yes, everybody loves the freaking lawnmower. It's so cute. Everyone loves it. We did a poll on the Pokemon collectors community that I'm a part of, and the majority of people loved the lawnmower. The washing machine and the fridge weren't very popular. But
No,
what can I
because
say?
they pretty much look the same. They're just kind of boxy and...
They're very similar. They're very boring looking, but they are a fridge and a washer. I mean, they're a fridge and a washer Pokemon. What can there's an oven Pokemon now, and that's, there's a fan. It's his fan. What can I say? They're cool.
It's a really cool mechanic. They are making the special item downloadable either through Wi-Fi or from a store, so everybody will be able to get it, pretty much. And I think it just injects some new excitement into the game. And personally, I'm a pretty big fan of Shaman Sky form and Giratina Origin form, too. I don't know about you guys. I think they're kind of cool looking.
They mix in with the Torn World as well, and with the movie that was a really big hit. They're awesome. I really like the forms they've come up with for these Pokemon.
It's good that they did something with that stupid little hedgehog. I mean, how could they possibly make a movie out of just that little thing? I mean, it's good that they introduced
It was
that.
really cute in the movie.
Oh, well, sorry, I can't really judge.
Both forms were really...
I just think it's good that they made the little fur ball, this strong, brave little attacking thing, so... Chris, what do you have to say?
Well, from everything I've seen, from reading the site, I really love the form mechanic that they have. It changes my perspective on a few of the Pokemon that can change, which are, I believe, Deoxys, Castform, and all them. But now this creates a whole new thing where I know that Shaman and Giratina need a specific item, and the Rotoms, I'm not really sure how they change.
Pretty sure what they're going to do. I mean, if you look at the official website, they've shown a picture now of a room that has each of the 5 items